So if I can use a computer or if I can just point to something and say, this please, that's how I've been getting
Okay.
by. Yeah. The Japanese people seem to be very helpful and um, yeah, if I need something, they will go out of their way to help me accomplish what I need at times.
Mhm.
If you're interested in someone at the bar, you can't just go up and talk to them. You have to first sit next to them to show that you're interested, but still not talking to them. And then you have to have the bartender mediate a meeting between you two. I had a sister that went to school at the Fashion Institute of Design and Media, FIDM. So I thought she was the safest person to come out to first. I'm like, she probably knows gay people. Her reaction was, oh, now we can go shopping together. And I was like, oh, I'm not that kind of gay. I'm sorry.
Mhm.
My dad had just a reaction of, oh, we love you regardless. Um, my exploration of the gay community in the early days, like the 90s, early 2000s, was very limited. We didn't have a stable, reliable internet yet. I didn't know any gay people, and whatever I could find in those early days through internet porn was how I learned about my sexuality. I think with porn in particular, a lot of people fall into the trap thinking that that's reality. I'm actually currently struggling with that self-identity. I feel like I need to update that internal definition. Not that I necessarily want to have the label. I don't think the label on myself is super important, but I just don't want to be confused anymore. I discovered Growler, the intersection that was my gateway into the bear community, because this was a group like of bears who were interested in Asian guys. So I was like, oh, that's
Mhm.
nice. The thing that attracted me to the group was that it wasn't your typical kind of thirst trap groups, because there's so many of those where it's just guys sharing selfies and trying to find their lover or get married. Japan already has a loneliness problem, so much so that they have like companies where you can hire people to be a friend for a day to go have lunch with you. The city where I'm currently in, the scene is pretty much dead. It's known as a boring spot for the gay scene in particular. The main thing is I think here there is definitely a sleeping slash sexual assault fantasy where guys will they'll go into the public area in the bathhouse where it's just futons just laid out so people can lay down and go to sleep,
Mhm.
and they will pretend to be asleep. Um,
When AIDS shut down the bathhouses, I haven't been back since. It's not my thing anyways, but that's an outside discussion.
I think there's definitely an attitude, I think, of bear culture that they've embraced. But generally, I think it comes with being a bigger kind of person, whether you're hairy or not hairy or whatever.
I was wondering if you're going to share with us your experience as an international competition accordion player or something like that. We'll be selling them to the National Enquirer to pay for our work.
Since joining the group, I think this is the first time I felt a little seen.